Hey guys, I believe this is my 17th narrated battle, and if you're wondering why the camera is different, it's because I'm using my normal camera now. Cybershot Sony 14.4 megapixel Sony lens G. It's actually a very good camera for picture taking, not too good for film. Plus, it can film in HD, but it compresses the file once on the computer, and then to convert it into a format that Windows Movie Maker can play, I have to compress it again to an MP3 format, and then it's compressed once more. So it's just lots of different things making the quality gradually worse and worse. So here I predict well, I didn't know he was going to go for a nasty plot, but I predicted he would go for the stealth rock, so I went for the drill pick first and then sucker punch, knowing that he would want to attack. Because I go for the sucker punch here, knowing that not much of my team can take a Flygon hit, and my Hunch Crow has Focus Sash. I know even if it goes for the Outrage or anything like that, I can survive it and take it out with 2 sucker punches. I predicted the U-turn, but I just went for the sucker punch, knowing that it would do decent damage, knowing that then another priority move could take it out later. Here, he goes into Sizzle to scout for the hidden power fire. No, not hidden power fire. Heat Wave. But I just switched straight into my Houndoom, thinking I could go for the Bullet Punch, knowing I resist it and I could take at least 2. Hopefully, it wouldn't go for the Superpower or something, because that would take it out in 1 hit. So, if you're wondering why the audio quality is also better, because I'm using my new webcam's quality, and the reason why I'm not using my webcam to record is because it's not the right sort of recording for it. It's just comes out a bit blurry. So here I wanted to see what type of Heatran it was, if it was a sub one. I should have just really switched into my Hunch Crow in the first place. But he predicts again, so he plays well placed move here, and I predicted that, went for the Drill Peck, because he's obviously locked into Earth Power. Oh no, wait. He switches to Sizzle, knowing he'll switch into my Hunch Crow, and then I go for the Drill Peck, because I thought he would do that weird switch thing again, or I just thought he would over-predict. So he carries a Bullet Punch, Life Orb, definitely take me out, no matter what, really. If I was max defense, max HP, at full health, it would probably still take it out, because Sizzle has such great attack, sorry. I go for Infernape here, and he goes for the quick attack, which I did not want to see. I do take it, and it gets me into Blaze, and I go for the nasty plot, and he has priority still, and I thought I could take 2 bullet punches, but I carry the Vacuum Wave, which is what I go for. If you see that later in the game, this Infernape could have sweeped his team, possibly even without, nasty plot boost, because Vacuum Wave takes out his Heatran. As you'll see later, he has things that can't take Fire Blast too well. His Sizzle could definitely not take one. His Flygon would die to a Vacuum Wave, or if not, a +2 Vacuum Wave from Nasty Plot. Let's go for Hypno here, just for scout fodder, basically. Protect, just to see what move he wants to lock himself into. He goes for the U-turn, so I switch out, because I don't think Hypno can take it too well. Go to a Volbeat, which resists the U-turn, and I had a previous battle where this team did exceptionally well. It took out many overused Pokemon without much trouble, really. Unfortunately, the person disconnected right at the end of the battle, so I couldn't record, and Volbeat did an amazing job there. It took out a Hariyama on its own, because it has the ability Titan Lens, which means that not very effective moves become standard damage, which is a great ability, since Bug Buzz is pretty much only resisted 4 times by Skarmory. Maybe something else, probably something else too, but Skarmory being the main one, and I carry Thunderbolt, which is a 2-hit KO, so it has great coverage, and Thunder Wave and Encore is great. I'm going to my special defensive Hypno, and then Forewarn's a good ability. I didn't give on Insomnia, so that's probably the better one, but since Honchkrow had it, I thought there's no point having two Pokemon with the same ability. I went for Forewarn just to see if it carries Explosion or something. It's pretty useful for that. So go for the Toxic here, because I didn't expect him to switch into Heatran, and Toxic on anything is pretty good, unless you want to paralyze it or burn it. But it's good in general. This battle was pretty long. I probably should have sped it up, but I didn't. And oh well. He goes here. I'm gonna go for the Protect here again just to scout, but no, Protect on the Zapdos from extra toxic damage, and then Protect here just to scout what he is going to do. It's been 6 minutes so far for this battle, so probably it won't be too long really. So I go, because he went for the Outrage, and here I just go straight into my, what's it called, the ugly water type, beginning with H. It's the other evolution of, other version of, oh my god, Gorbis. Huntail, that's the one. And it takes it reasonably well, considering it's a OU stab Outrage, but I just switched in his fodder knowing that it could have sweeped, but unlikely. And I need to keep my Hypno alive. And then I checked the stats of both this guy, the Hypno, and the Huntail, and I saw they had, the Huntail had more defense, and since it has more HP, I know I could definitely survive one. So I should have just kept in my Hypno and just done what I do now, really, but that's not what I do. I just wanted to scout, really, see if it was banded or scarfed, even though they mostly are scarfed Plygons. Yeah. And so here I went for the Wish, and predicted that he would predict, but he himself in his confusion. Either or, really. And I just go for the Seismic Top, finish it off, get pretty much all my hit points back, and yeah, that's about it really. I get over half health, and I still have my Houndoom left, which, okay, I'm not in the best position, but I'm not in the worst position. It's 2 for 2. His Zapdos is toxic, so I definitely know my Hypno could take it out. No matter what, even if he carries his own toxic, I know my toxic will probably stall it out with Wishes and Protects, or even if not, it would be close. So I go for the Protect here, and he just goes for the Explosion. Don't know why. He had other guys to take out my Hypno, and then Heatran would have been useful for my Houndoom later in the battle, since I don't carry any super effective move for Heatran, since Houndoom isn't not normally seen in the OU metagame, though it is scarfed still, so it would outspeed even the scarfed Heatran, which I think it was. Goes for the Shaman here. I know there's no point toxicing it, because it could just switch out due to natural cure, but in hindsight, probably should have. It didn't affect the battle too much, but it probably would have done more than the Seismic Tosses plus the Leech Seed, and I should really speed this bit up, but I haven't. Simple as. It's just a bit of stall here. So, what else? I could probably talk about something else. The camera, as I said before, the quality is good on the actual camera, but after all the compression, it's not a very good. Oh yeah, it goes for the Seed here. It does pretty good amount since I'm special defensive, and this is actually a bulky Shaman. Well, it looks to be a bulky Shaman. It's a surprising amount. It gets the double special defense drop. And I know that I could probably take one more, and I don't want to switch to Houndoom just in case. Well, I could have switched to Houndoom, hoping that he would miss, but I don't. I just keep my Hypno in. It's at full health now, so if he didn't get the double special defense roll, I probably could have Toxic Sword a bit more, Seismic Tossed a bit. My aim here is to try and pass a Wish onto Houndoom, because I know it is pretty much game. But, unfortunately, it's not possible. He goes for the Seed Flare, takes him down low, like very low. I just go for the Seismic Toss, and then after Leech Seed damage, I don't die. think I live on 1 HP, and Hypno is actually very good. I'm sad, or not sad, but I don't know. I don't really like how the tires can't really change depending on thing, because they are pretty much set in stone now for the Generation 4. But in my opinion, some NU should be UUs, some UUs should be OUs, and some OVUs should be under, but there's nothing I can do about it. Hypno is a great guy, but since UU, NU is pretty much the same, since no one really plays NU, it's just UU, NU normally. So it doesn't matter too much, but Hypno should be UU. There's nothing much that can do the same job. Maybe a Grumpy, but that's also NU too. Or Uxie probably does it slightly better, but it doesn't carry any recovery move excluding rest. Anyway, otherwise they have a pretty similar move pool, and Uxie has slightly better stats. So he switches here, which was odd, because I thought he should have just let his Shaman die or faint due to the overheat. Yeah, let him die due to the overheat, and then he would switch into the Zapdos and hope he could take a -2 overheat. But maybe he was predicting the flamethrower, but then the two flamethrowers would have definitely taken it out, and the Shaman would have probably died to one flamethrower. But I don't carry it. Fire Blast or the flamethrower. Maybe Fire Blast would have been more useful. But yeah, the overheat misses. I don't know if it would have killed or not. Probably would have, but it's a sort of a pickle. It probably would have, so modest max special attack overheat probably would have killed, but it was a good battle nonetheless. See you in the future.